Hello, everybody, welcome back to Gyanan. This is the series of 100 Things Every Designer Needs to Know About People audiobook. How People Think. Chapter 38. People can be in a flow state. Imagine you're engrossed in some activity. It could be something physical, like rock climbing or skiing, something artistic or creative, like playing the piano or painting, or just an everyday activity like working on a PowerPoint presentation or teaching a class. Whatever the activity, you become totally engrossed, totally in the moment. Everything else falls away. Your sense of time changes, and you almost forget who you are and where you are. What I'm describing is called flow state. The man who wrote the book on flow is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He's been studying the flow state around the world for many years. Here are some facts about the flow state and conditions that produce it, what it feels like, and how to apply the concept to your designs. You have very focused attention on your tasks. The ability to control and focus your attention is critical. If you get distracted, If you get distracted by anything outside the activity you're engaging in, the flow state will dissipate. If you want people to be in flow state while using your product, minimize distractions when they are doing a particular task. You're working with a specific, clear, achievable goal in mind. Whether you're singing, fixing a bike, or running a marathon, the flow state comes about when you have a specific goal. You then keep that focused attention and only let it information that fits with the goal. Research shows that you need to feel that you have a good chance of completing the goal to get into and hold on to the flow state. If you think you have a good chance of failing at the goal, then the flow state will not be induced. And conversely, if the activity is not challenging enough, then you won't hold your attention on it and the flow state will eventually end. Make sure to build it enough challenge to hold attention, but don't make the task so hard that people get discouraged. You receive constant feedback. To stay in the flow state, you need a constant stream of information coming in that gives you feedback as to the achievement of the goal. Make sure you're building in lots of feedback messages as people perform the tasks. You have control over your actions. Control is an important condition of the flow state. You don't necessarily have to be in control or even feel like you're in control of the entire situation. But you do have to feel that you are exercising significant control over your own actions in a challenging situation. Give people control at various points along the way. Time changes. Some people report that time speeds up. They look up and hours have gone by. Others report that time slows down. The self does not feel threatened. To enter a flow state, your sense of self and survival cannot feel threatened. You have to be relaxed enough to engage all your attention to the task at hand. In fact, most people report that they lose their sense of self when they are absorbed with the task. The flow state is personal. Everyone has different activities that put them in a flow state. What triggers a flow state for you is different from others. Flow state crosses cultures. So far, it seems to be a common human experience across all cultures, with the exception of people with some mental illness. People who have schizophrenia, for example, have a hard time including or staying in a flow state. Probably because they have a hard time with some of the other items above, such as focused attention, control, or self not feeling threatened. The flow state is pleasurable. People like being in the flow state. The prefrontal cortex and basal ganglia are both involved. I haven't found specific research on brain correlates of the flow state, but given that it combines time changes, pleasurable feelings, and concentrated focus, I am guessing it involves both the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for focused attention, as well as basal ganglia, which is involved in dopamine production. Key takeaways: if you're trying to design for or induce a flow state, for example, you're a game designer, give people control over their actions during the activity. Break up the difficulty into stages. People need to feel that current goal is challenging yet achievable. Give constant feedbacks and minimize distractions. To be continued. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe.